Fuck you talking about pay $300,000. What makes you so motherfucking better than any other sanctioned bodies? Huh? Answer that question. What makes you better?
Terence Crawford is done playing nice with boxing's power brokers, and this time he said it out loud. After the WBC stripped Shakur Stevenson of his world title just days after a career-defining win, Bud snapped. According to Crawford, this wasn't about rules. It was about money. A reported $100,000 demand that Shakur refused to pay. Crawford blasted the WBC for greed, hypocrisy, and political games, making it clear this wasn't just business anymore. This was personal, and the message was simple. The alphabet organizations picked the wrong team.
Hey y'all, what's up, box fans? They didn't strip Shakur Stevenson. The WBC, boy, they ain't playing. They low down, boy. They didn't strip Shakur Stevenson of the 135-pound WBC title, y'all. Said due to, the fact of, homicide, Henry Armstrong, after he held belts at, I think, featherweight, 147 and middleweight, they made it a rule that a champion can't hold a belt simultaneously. Now, I was going to say something about, I ain't saying that just to say it, but I didn't know if they could do that with a single belt or if it was just, if they were undisputed. But apparently, the WBC, being low down, being petty, want to follow the rules and say, you can't simultaneously hold two belts or however many belts in different...
To understand why this feels so disrespectful, look at the timing. Shakur Stevenson had just moved up to 140 pounds to face Teofimo Lopez in a legacy fight. He delivered a flawless performance, captured the WBO title, and officially announced himself as a superstar. Normally, when a fighter wins a belt in a new weight class, sanctioning bodies allow a grace period. Fighters get time to decide which division they'll stay in. That's standard practice. But Shakur didn't get that courtesy. Almost immediately, the WBC declared his lightweight title vacant. No delay, no discussion. Just a hammer dropped so fast it felt pre-planned.
In the light of champion Stevenson now being the reigning WBO super lightweight world champion and consistent with the WBC rules and regulation, the WBC has declared vacant its lightweight world title. The WBC wishes champion Stevenson continued success in all his future endeavors, both inside and outside the ring. Now, here's the thing for me. Yes, I'm sure that it is in the ring. I mean, it is in the rules that that you cannot hold a championship between the WBC and another sanctioning body in two different weight classes. You can't do it. Also, you really can't hold belts in two different weight classes at the same time. That said, I still think that the WBC's move and not allowing Shakur Stevenson to make the decision as to what he's going to do is a little bit of a spit in the face, and it is not the first spit in the face that camp has had from the WBC recently. Because if you recall, Terence "Bud" Crawford was the WBC champion after he beat Canelo Alvarez for the WBC belt, and they got into a scrum about the sanctioning fees. And right there, they said, nope, if you say you're not paying these fees, we're taking your belt. And they stripped Terence Crawford for not.
Came the part that set the boxing world on fire. Shakur revealed that the WBC demanded a $100,000 sanctioning fee for the Lopez fight. A fight where the WBC belt wasn't even on the line. They wanted 6 figures from his purse despite having nothing to do with the bout. Shakur went straight to social media and didn't hold back. He called them crooks and asked the question fans everywhere were thinking. How do you demand a cut when you provided nothing? In what other business does that make sense?
Right here, this is the WBC championship. They could have given people an opportunity to hold that belt. For example, they could have had an opportunity for him to hold that belt and given him an opportunity to say what he was going to do, as far as staying at 140 or 135. That said, Shakur Stevenson has been saying that he wanted to move back down to 135 after he won the 140-pound title. He said he was planning on staying, made public statements that he was going to be staying at the weight class. But it is what it is now that he's been stripped. So, you know, the options just got a lot more thin from Shakur. So he's going to have to hold on to that WBO belt at 140 pounds and start doing work with guys in the 140 pound, in the 140.
Or what really flipped public opinion was the emotion behind Shakur's response. He said he'd rather give that money to his daughter, Leilani, than hand it over to a suit who didn't earn it. That one line hit hard. It turned a contract dispute into a moral stand. Suddenly, this wasn't just about belts or fees. It was about fighters protecting their families, while powerful organizations squeeze every dollar they can.
Shakur Stevenson made it abundantly clear that he's a 135-pounder. He's going up in weight just for situational fights. He just defeated two-division world champion, former unified lightweight, and now former WBO junior welterweight superstar, Teofimo Lopez, in dominating fashion. He's now 22 wins, 2 losses, no draws, 13 wins by way of knockout. After a beautiful performance, a dominating performance, the WBC, in a rush to do nothing, can't give this dude a week to make a decision on what he wants to do next. This dude, Shakur, has told the world, I'm 135 pounder. I plan on competing at 135 unless there's a situation that presents itself. You got Lamont Roach, who you elevated to the number 2 fighter in the WBC at 135. Right? Shakur says yesterday, I'm willing to fight Lamont Roach. We're going to make it happen. Right? Not once did Shakur say that he's staying at 140 pounds.
But Shakur believes this goes even deeper. He claims he's collateral damage in the WBC's ongoing war with Terence Crawford. Shakur openly said, "Y'all got beef with Bud, so y'all coming at me." That's a massive accusation, suggesting a sanctioning body is acting on personal grudges instead of sporting merit. And when you look at history, it starts to connect. Crawford and Shakur are close. They train together, they move together, and now it looks like they're being punished together. The message from the WBC feels clear. Defy us and we'll erase you.
You know, I see Mauricio, you know, got a lot to say about me not paying him $300,000 plus another 100K something for sanction fees, right? Then he gonna tell me I ain't even apologize? Like, who the fuck you think I am? Boy, you better slap yourself and paying your ass. You talking about pay you $300,000? What makes you so better than any other sanctioned bodies? Huh? Answer that question. What makes you better than the WBO, the IBF, or the WBA? Everybody accepted what I was giving them. But you, the WBC, think that you better than everybody, don't you? So since you, the WBC, and you got the green belt, which don't mean real belt is the ring belt, which is free. Who you talking about? You want me to pay you more than the other sanctioned bodies because you feel like you better than them. How in the world all the sanctioned bodies agree to the same amount, but you sit your ass up there and say that I need to apologize to you? You can take the belt.
See, the reason why you would want a belt or to be champion, all right, is to show people, like show them with something tangible, that this represents me being number one, being the best. And fighters pay a sanctioning fee, pay a portion of their purse just to have this tangible thing. It's sitting on my wall right now, okay? This one autographed by Mike Tyson, his WBC title. You pay a sanctioning fee to show everyone in the world by holding this tangible thing that I am the best. But the question is, do you think he's not the best? There is a clear reason why Shakur Stevenson is the best. It's because he beat the best. He beat the lineal champion in Teofimo Lopez. When he left 135, at the time he left 135, with everything that's going on with Gervonta Tank Davis, him having a draw with Lamont Roach, when you look at 135, he was the best. Hit the Tyson bell. See, this is where the rubber meets the road. You want to be seen as the best, but the only way to be the best is to beat the best. And there is a tangible thing that fighters hold to represent that. Oh, you did beat the best. How do I know? Well, he was the best. How do you know? Because he beat the best. And you can follow that all the way back, and that's called the lineal champion. And that tangible thing you hold is called the ring belt. And it happens to be for free.
Shakur kept his $100,000. He kept his dignity,